Will Perrysburg go undefeated in the NLL again this year? Does Whitmer have what it takes to bounce back from last season and win the track? And can Boucher possibly three-peat in the City League? My name is Kate Longenecker. All those questions visited and more on this football episode of The Light Side, which starts right now. Led by second-team All-Ohio quarterback Gus Dimmerling, Perrysburg ran their way into and won their first playoff game in the program's history against an undefeated Ellet squad. The following week, they suffered a crushing 3-point loss to Avon in the semis.
It was heartbreaking last year, losing in such a close game like that. So, I think this year it'll help motivate us more to really push and work harder, and we'll be even more conditioned and more just be able to execute more in those positions this year.
Leading up to the playoffs, the Yellow Jackets had success in the NLL, going undefeated because of their defense, a dual-threat quarterback, and a big poor senior running back in Mark Dellis. One question going into the season for Perrysburg is who is going to replace Dellis?
We're still figuring it out. We got a sophomore, Timmy Selhorst, who has looked good. Keyshawn Hobson, who's a kid who didn't play football last year, looks really good. It's kind of by committee right now. Josh Haynes is the kid who is kind of the incumbent coming in. He's done a good job. So we've got several running backs who have looked good in practice. Now we'll see. Once we get into contact, we got to see what they do.
It's also known that Coach Kriegel isn't afraid to mix up his quarterbacks. So don't be surprised to see sophomore Trevor Hafner take some snaps.
With our new quarterback, our dual quarterback system, it'll give a chance for our passing game, Trevor Hafner, it'll step up our passing game a lot.
Yeah, people have asked a lot. You got to remember Gus Dimmerling was second team All-Ohio last year. It's kind of Gus's car to drive right now, but there's things that Trevor can do better than Gus. So we'll bring Trevor in to do his thing. And then we've got some situations we're going to have them both on the field at the same time. So it's a good situation to be in.
At practice, the enthusiasm of the team was high, and it's clear that the expectations are as well.
I want to win the NLL. I think we can do it. Yeah. I think we can do it just like last year.
My expectations this year, I want to win the NLL, beat Whitmer Central Catholic, and what I'd really like to see this year is us have a home playoff game, because Friday nights, this is already the place to be in Perrysburg. I think if we could pull off a home playoff game, that'd be huge for the city.
Will the Yellow Jackets get a home game for the playoffs? A big win against a Whitmer squad was certainly a great way to start, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now that we've wrapped things up here at Steinecker Stadium in Perrysburg, let's head up north to Whitmer Stadium, see how the Panthers look going into the season. Despite making it to the playoffs last year, a first-round loss to Hudson was not what the Whitmer Panthers had in mind. This year, they're looking to improve, and as always, the expectations remain high.
I think they look at last year and they're hungry. They realized last year didn't live up to the expectations that we have around here, and we've had a great off season, and I think our kids realize what they need to get done. I think our staff realizes what we need to get done, and we've fine-tuned some things and fixed some things that we thought internally that we needed to fix, and then the approach to our practice and the approach to our kids and so forth, and then our kids the way they're practicing right now is where we were at a couple years ago.
A 6-4 record for a Whitmer team, not something you see very often, but they also had a lot of inexperience early on. Putting a young squad under the Friday night lights, well, you're bound to see some mistakes, but Coach Bell was happy with what he saw throughout the weeks.
But around here, we've gotten accustomed to making big runs in the playoffs and being very successful in the regular season. And so seasons like we had last year were kind of rare in the last few years, and that's what we want to get back to that again.
Now with another year under their belts, the young players last season are the upperclassmen this time around and are using that time as a learning experience.
It was a down year. We expect more out of our program, but I think we really started clicking as a team towards the end of the year.
I think it's one of those things where, We got a lot of experience, and we had an excuse that we were young, but right now we don't have that excuse anymore. We're all juniors, and I think it was good. It kind of humbled us. We were so used to winning in our program. I think we got too comfortable, and that kind of put us back on our heels. And I think now we're ready to rock and roll.
Looking ahead to November is not something the Panthers are too worried about right now.
I just think we need to stay focused each week. I think we need to continue to get better each and every day. We tell them, get better, one day better. We got to continue doing that and just keep focused on that. We're not worried about the track title, not worried about the playoffs. We just continue to climb the ladder that we've we kind of set for ourselves so far. Just getting one day better.
Polls mean nothing right now. It's all about how hard we're working inside of our program, how hard we're pushing each other to get better.
Coming up later in the show, the Bowser Rebels are looking to three-peat as City League champions. But first, heading back to the Northern Lakes League to check in on the Southview Cougars. Welcome back to the Light Side here at the new home of the Southview Cougars, where Sports Nightly's Eric Culver had the chance to sit down with head coach Jim Mazies.
Yeah, you're reading me. You're reading me.
It used to be a foregone conclusion. Jim Mazies' Southview Cougar football team was picked to and would later win the Northern Lakes League title. That happened 5 years in a row.
Go, good.
But in 2012, league newcomer Napoleon unseated the Cougars, and last year Perrysburg had a perfect record within the league. That did not sit well with those on the south side of Sylvania.
Oh yeah, now you're talking.
And they have dedicated themselves this offseason to a return trip to the top.
Yes, I think it can really translate to an NLL championship.
If that happens, it definitely wouldn't be the first time. It would be the first time they do it at home. It's been close to 40 years in the making, but on August 29th, Mel Nussbaum Stadium will open and the Southview Cougars will play a true home game for the first time in school history.
It's really exciting. We always have had to go to Northview's field, and it's really a historic occasion for Southview, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
For 3 years, I've waited for this, and I know Coach Mazies has waited even longer, and it just feels amazing to finally get it.
Jim Mazies has been waiting over 2 decades for this occasion. Promises have come and gone. The only thing that has remained constant is the trip to Northview for a home game. The winningest coach in the NLL finally has his home field advantage. But Coach says it's not for him or even this group of players. It's for everyone who has ever played or attended Southview High School.
I think the kids are excited, but you know what? The kids are excited every year. I think a lot of the graduates are excited. The people in the community, the people that are talking about being able to walk to the stadium are real excited. And a lot of the graduates put forth a lot of money for that stadium too. So the guys that have played in years past have contributed a lot. So lots of people, lots of hard work, and the student body being able to have a home field. I think that's a special thing.
But Coach Mazies knows, as nice as it is to finally have home field, he'll make no guarantees. Save for one.
Well, I think there's going to be a whole lot of people show up on August 29th, fill up those bleachers. That's one thing I foresee. Other than that, I don't know. We got a long ways to go.
Turning now to the TAC, where Toledo Christian is getting pumped up for the season. Here's the Eagles in their own words.
I felt the talent we had on the team last year was capable of performing better than what we did.
We had a lot of success last year, but we didn't take the extra steps to go big. Like we ended up 6-4, just missed the playoffs. But we had a lot of like shoulda, coulda, woulda moments where we could have done a lot better.
We're going to work harder. We've been putting in a lot of work this year, and I think it'll be good. Having a team that's an all-season upperclassman this year, it'll be a good year.
Nice job. Hey, Tony, way to make them work. We have a lot of returning people. We have a lot of experience at all the skilled positions, but we still need to be able to go out and perform. That's 7. That's 7 points. Philosophy is just literally just work hard. That's all I want you to do. Work hard. Never let anyone outwork you. And I enjoy competition during practices. I want to see the best go against the best, because when you get in the game, you're going to see it. And don't get down. If you get beat at play, you got to have a short memory. Come back and be ready to play next play.
Personal goal for me is just be a good leader this year. Lead up the lower classmen. After this year, we're going to be losing a lot of guys, so they got to be ready.
It's been, I think, 4 years now since we made the playoffs. Nobody on this team has been on a playoff team, and I'd say that's our ultimate goal. We have the players, we have the heart, and we have the leaders to go big, and I'm just excited for it all.
There's no reason why we can't go undefeated. That's my philosophy. I don't play this game or coach the game to lose. You look surprised. Don't be surprised. That's part of the thing, right? That's what we do.
What are the expectations for the St. Francis Knights after making the playoffs last season? Sports Nightly's Eric Hobart finds out.
Less than 1 month into the 2013 season, St. Francis then junior Lamar Carswell announced his presence to Northwest Ohio football with authority.
He definitely took off.
As in over 400 yards rushing with 5 touchdowns and a 97-yard kickoff return for a score against Lima Senior. Carswell went for 1,200 total yards on the ground last year en route to becoming a first-team all-track performer and special mention in the state.
He's faster. He's stronger. He's bigger.
You say he's faster?
He's faster.
Is that possible?
It is possible.
And he says he was just getting warmed up.
Well, I just want to try to exceed expectations of last year. I had a good year, but I want to just keep trying to push it and do a lot better than I did. He controlled our offense.
That's one of the guys who helped Carswell get to that 1,200-yard mark. Andrew DeMarkowski and the Knights' offensive line expected to be a source of strength for the Knights this year. And that's good news for Carswell and company.
Yeah, we definitely know when Lamar's going to get the ball that we got to try, put that much more effort into it, because every play's a touchdown with him.
While Lamar is anxious to get his yards, he'll have to do it this year without a friend and backfield mate, Keontae Johnson. Johnson was one of 4 victims of a nighttime shooting less than a month ago. He sustained serious injuries and will not play this season. But not everyone is so sure.
He's a battler. He's a competitor. The first couple of days when I saw him in the hospital, I told him, you've been a fighter every time I've been around you in the classroom, on the football field, so you got to fight for your life right now, and he's done that. And, I don't know what's going to happen, but, it wouldn't surprise me that he makes a return some point in the season.
And that's a day everyone's looking forward to. His coaches, his teammates, his brothers.
Here at St. Francis, we're all focused around brotherhood, and everyone's really tight, and we all look out for one another. And the whole thing that happened with Keontae has really brought us closer together, and we're going out there and doing everything for him.
1, 2, 3,
Our next stop on this football episode of The Light Side is Bowsher High School, where the Rebels are looking for more than just a City League title. Welcome back to The Light Side here at the home of the 2-time defending City League champion Bowsher Rebels. After just missing the playoff cut last year for head coach Craig Lubinsky and his team, missing the playoffs again is simply not an option.
It's just like it was last year. It's that big target on our back again. We took care of business last year and repeated as city champs, and now this group, they're hungry for the same type of stuff. They had a bad taste in their mouth finishing the season 8-2, not making the playoffs. So we talked down with the seniors and got over some of their goals, and one of their goals is to try to make it to the playoffs. But it's one game at a time is where we're at.
Despite the solid record, the Rebels just missed the playoffs. And for the returning players, it's motivation to push harder this time around.
Go get him! Go get him!
I feel like, we went 8-2, so I really do feel like we got disrespected. And we had a really good team, and just the points in the City League is not that high. But we'll do it again, and we'll try to be 10-0. And we will make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, it's very motivating to us. We say that every time we got a huddle on offense and defense. Take that very motive. Made us a little bit sad last year. Try to get our seniors to the playoffs. Ended well, but it ain't go that good.
Unlike last year, this season Bowsher is going to be more focused on the passing game. And Coach Lubinsky says it starts with the QB, Chris Suddeth.
He's got 2 starts. He started Woodward and Scott last year when our quarterback Mac Jewell got hurt. Chris is understanding the offense. He's very, very athletic. When he was the JV quarterback, he ran all over God's creation. So what we need to do is we need to make sure, he understands this, and he's a leader, and he's taking it. He understands, and I think he's going to do a great job for us.
The one thing the Rebels do know is that defending their City League title for a 3rd year in a row, well, it's going to be difficult.
We are the champions from last year and champions from the year before. Rogers was usually our back-to-back, but now every team wants our head, so we're going to give them our all, and we're going to do it.
Turning now from football to soccer. Imagine being a young athlete only to find out that you can no longer play the sport that you love. For 13-year-old Maya Kinney, this has become a reality. After learning she has a rare case of adolescent scoliosis, her first concern was if it would affect her playing soccer. Her love of the game touched Perrysburg Football Club Vice President Jorge Diaz personally, who along with several volunteers organized Kickin' It for Kinney, a 3v3 tournament where proceeds went towards the cost of Maya's surgery.
Well, our original goal was a small goal of $3,000, $4,000, but with all the participation and so forth, I think that we can get probably like in the neighborhood of 10 grand. So
I spotted Eric Kinney, Maya's father, coaching his other daughter on the sidelines at the tournament. When I asked him about Maya, he said her spine troubles appeared quickly and they escalated even faster.
Maya's been playing the soccer for a while now. She's been about 9 years old, and we found out that she had scoliosis when she was 10 years old. She had a little different run to her, and we've been going through the steps, and now we've got to the point where surgery is needed to straighten her up. Her curves got so bad that she needs to have rods and screws inserted, and we're just at that point now, and Jorge was nice enough to help us out and throw this together for us and, raise a little money to help us out for the surgery.
The surgery to fix her spine is extensive and recovery will be difficult. But if all goes well, she could be back on the field as early as next summer.
Right now, I think she's be out 3 to 4 weeks with surgery. I don't think she'll be able to go to school. Her sister luckily goes to the same school, so she'll be able to help her out. But then after that, physical therapy and getting back into shape. And they said up to a year. Up to a year would be the longest period before the back fuse, and she'd be able to do physical activity again. Best case scenario we've seen is like 6 months.
For Jorge and the other volunteers, they recognized a passion that Maya has for the game.
she's such a kind girl. She just loves soccer. And this is something I think that we need to do to give back.
The Kinney family certainly appreciates the 70-plus teams that came out to support the cause.
This is great. I mean, it just makes you, kind of warms your heart that everybody's, thinking about you and willing to raise money for a good cause and help us out.
And you can help out as well. You can visit the website at the bottom of your screen if you'd like to donate, or come out to Bowsher High School on Saturday, September 20th at 11 a.m. for a benefit game being held by the girls' soccer team. We'll be right back.
BCSN is going from your home to your home screen. Now take your favorite live local sports with you wherever you go with the Watch BCSN app. Just download the app, and in moments you'll be streaming the BCSN networks live directly to your smartphone or tablet. Watch BCSN is available for both iOS and Android devices and is free for all Buckeye cable system subscribers.
Welcome back to the Light Side. BCSN has become a staple in this community, and one reason is because they offer free sports camps for kids to help them become better athletes and better students. During the recent football camp that BCSN held, coaches with over 125 years of experience, according to Tom Cole, volunteered their time to help young football players to improve on their skills. Bowser head coach Craig Lubinsky took some time between his team practices to speak to the kids about all aspects of the game.
For you to be here, okay? You thank these guys for working, but when you leave here, you thank mom, you thank dad, you thank grandma, grandpa, whoever made this time possible for you. Things happen to you in a day, you either get better or you get worse. You know, no one stays the same. And, you know, the fact that they're out here, you know, having passion for the game and stuff like that, you know, that's important even in these young people. You know, I stress that with my team all the time. You know, that's the first message in two-a-day camp, which starts on Friday, is, you know, your friends are home asleep and you guys are here at 7 o'clock in the morning and we're outside on the field, you know, getting after it. So it is, you know, it's a commitment, you know, but if that's where your passion is, that, you know, that's where you have to get after it.
For the kids, they took the camp as an opportunity.
Just now starting out to play football, and my dad kind of wanted me to learn more than I know, so I can become better at playing defense in football.
One of the youngest in attendance was Aiden Lamb, who told me he wants to be important when he grows up. He was listening intently when the coaches were expressing the importance of practice.
I learned how to run and block.
Central Catholic varsity running back coach Mike Robinson broke down one of the drills he and Rick Poland were using to teach the basics. And he also told me why it's so crucial that kids learn the basics at a young age.
So what we're doing is we got two huddles going on. So we took one group of the kids and we had the centers call out the huddle, and then the quarterbacks come to the coach, which would be me at that time, and they get to play. And they go back to the play, go back to their huddle, repeat it to their team, and then they'll go out and then they'll run that play. You know, so then after that happened, we switch the ball, go to the other side. So we had two groups going at once so we can get a lot more kids going and get these kids acclimated with a little bit fast pace and some terminology. I think it's really important that kids get involved at this age because this is when you can get those fundamentals down instead of coming to high school really, really raw and then leave your high school coaches up to trying to, you know, create something out of nothing, if you say that. But at the young age, you know, it's good for them to get sound fundamentals, sound teaching, and things like that so they can be ready, you know, so when it's time to go into high school and learn different terminologies and learn different things at different camps, you know, they have an idea of what's going on so they can go in and say, okay, I've done this before.
Austin Balanik, who will most likely be attending Central Catholic in the next few years, won a jacket at the end of the day for not only his supreme performance on the field, but his supreme attitude.
I like to just have fun and just play, just not to win, but to help others.
Austin was one of several superb athletes that came out to the camp, and overall, the coaches were all impressed.
Best group we've ever had. Listening skills, doing what was asked, meeting expectations. Really tremendous group of kids.
All the coaches and speakers had the same theories in mind. For this age, learning to play sports is about so much more than just winning and losing.
But when all of that goes away, what you take away from sports is not to quit, be competitive, treat people well, be a team person. Those are the valuable lessons that all of us at BCSN use every day.
Well, that'll do it for this week's Light Side. As always, if you have any ideas, feel free to email me at thelightside@bcsn.tv. My name is Kate Longenecker. Thank you for watching and have a great night.